Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. It's a live, it's a post-Inter live, it's a pre-Dortmund live. If you're reading the title, it's Don't Forget Inter, but now we play Dortmund. Usually we say forget about the game that we played before, especially when it's a victory. Forget about it, because we need to think about the next game. Well, this time I want to do an exception. Instead of forgetting, keep in mind what happened with Inter. That means that for long part of the game, we were not doing well. For long part of the game, we accepted that in our home, it was the other ones that were dominant. We accepted to be dominated for really long during the game. But also we don't have to forget that at a certain moment, when we decided that it was the time, that we really wanted to do something, well, then it happened. So don't forget about Inter. Don't believe that you won against Inter, that was in the final of Champions League last year, that everything is granted, that everything is due, that you are the best of the world. Don't think about that. Don't forget the game, how it was played. But also don't forget that we were able to win, and that we can win against everybody. But now, of course, you need to take it, to keep it, to process it. You don't have a lot of time to work. And that's why I'm telling you, don't forget about Inter. Because if we are totally honest, without real training session, the Juve-Inter was the training session for Dortmund. So I don't expect too much newness, because you know that after Inter on Sunday, the one that played the most minutes, they rested. The other players, they trained a bit. Some players, they were doing defaticante, so to actually put the efforts that they did, putting them away. And then we trained today, on Monday. Tomorrow we play. Tomorrow there will be la rifinitura. I don't know if you heard about the press conference of Igor Tudor today. I'm sorry, I didn't do the recap of the video. But you clearly see that what I told you last week or a few days ago before Inter, when I told you that he's a old-fashioned style coach in terms of few things, like for example, not telling the players who plays, where they play, until the last training session, of course, giving already some indications, but not everything. Today, you hear it, kind of, he was nearly spoiling it during the press conference, or he said it. I need to watch it again at a certain moment where he said, guys, I cannot tell you what I didn't say, the player. I think he said it. I think he really said it. If someone can confirm it, that would be really nice. Otherwise, I will have to go and watch it again later today. But that's important, because the players, they don't know, to keep them alert until the last moment. But today we trained. Tomorrow we do a last training session in the morning without putting intensity, but it's more like testing a few things for the game of Dortmund, and then we play. So we have a lot of things to speak about in today's live, even if I don't want to keep it too long, because tomorrow will be again a huge one. Tomorrow will be a huge one. Juve Dortmund 25-26 Champions League. Pay attention, I have some news about Gleison Bremer in for the game of tomorrow. That's what I want to tell you. Also for the people that will watch it tomorrow morning in replay, keep with us, because I have some news that we will have to understand tomorrow morning about Gleison Bremer. Buongiorno, Pecci. That is the last one to write into the chat. Buonasera, Thomas McLaughlin. Oh, actually, I need to do the reverse. Buonasera, Pecci. Buongiorno. To Thomas McLaughlin, even if we dominated Inter from start to finish, it was just a game, and we have an entire season to play. A season cannot decide a season, or a game cannot decide a season, unless it is a game that brings you a trophy. I totally agree. Bravo, Thomas. I totally agree. Judge Bug. Ciao, Beppe, and all the other Juventini of the world. Buongiorno, Sahi. I think that my cat is doing things. New member, Fabione45. Buongiorno Fabione. Federico, ciao Juventini of the world, that today discovered 9 other teams that were also called Juventus. And he was asking for a tournament with 10 teams called Juventus around the world. Would not be bad, huh? Would not be bad. Buongiorno LJJ, ciao Nino. Salvatore, 26 months as a member with us. How much will we rotate for this game, Beppe? There was a question to Dudor. One thing that is sure is that Tudor doesn't want to answer these questions. He doesn't speak about the lineups. If we are looking at the lineup of Gianluca Di Marzio, that last time 10 on 11 was right. Well, what he's telling us is this. I show you immediately. Is this lineup. What do we see? Exactly the same lineup, the same 11 that played against Inter. So if we believe Gianluca Di Marzio, and by the way, let me go into his site. Maybe he changed opinion because Sky Sport, and actually it's really strange because Gianluca Di Marzio is working for Sky Sport, but Sky Sport was saying something, Di Marzio was saying something else. Really strange. But let me check. So, probabile formazione. I think that he changed. And that's why I have the other here in blue, because Sky Sport was giving us an alternative that Jonathan David could play instead of Dusan Vlahovic, and or McKennie or Openda instead of Koopmeiners. Of course, if it's McKennie, then will be probably Cambiaso that will be here. Let me put Cambiaso here. So if McKennie plays here, otherwise it's Openda. So let's see what Gianluca Di Marzio did. Let me check the lineups. Okay, Di Gregorio confirmed, Gatti, Bremer, Kelly, Kalulu, it's a bit strange here. It says 3-4-1. Di Gregorio, Gatti, Bremer, Kelly, ok. Kalulu, Koopmeiners, Locatelli, Thuram, Cambiaso. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We play with 12. Allez! I said there is something that is wrong here. Something is not working. Wait. Tudor, it will. I don't know. Please wait a second. It's warm, guys. I don't know. Oh, Gianluca Di Marzio with 12, man. We start well. We start really well. So, yeah, I don't know how you can call it. I see here Harambal. I see some love. Tudor changing the rules of Champions League. Harambal. Nice plan. -15 indeed, Ahmad. Tudor ball. Bravo. Ciao, zero delays. There are 12 players indeed. I was looking. I was like, Di Gregorio, Gatti, Bremer. Okay, why not? Kelly, fine. Okay. Kalulu, Koopmeiners, Locatelli, Thuram, Cambia. I said, there is something work, but let's see. McKennie, David. I said there is something not right here in that lineup. How should Dortmund play? We don't know. Just Juve. So boo. Danny she saw it. Okay. Tudor. So we don't know. I think he got a bit confused here. Copy pasting. Now you know what happened. He copy pasted the one that he prepared that I showed you, and then he did. No, there is a change. So let's change. The problem is that it's a full confusion for us. I told you, the lineup that he did was a 3-4-2-1. That actually we didn't play a 3-4-2-1 because we played 5-4-1. 3-5-1-1. We played a 3-5-1-1. That's how we played. We played like this. Wait, and let me put the blue players here. How we played against Inter was a 3-5-1-1 with Yildiz that was much more central. Much more central. Is that the first evolution of Yildiz towards a 3-4-1-2? Attenzione, could be. Is that the first step towards a 3-4-1-2? Could be. Because I didn't see him playing in a 3-4-2-1 against Inter. Elias, calma, calma. We get there. We get there. Let me do it now, otherwise Elias will be pissed off. No, we get there. I didn't read the rest. Elias, new member. He said, Beppe, you didn't see it. Grazie, Elias. Thank you. Elias Upadhyay. I hope I pronounced it well. Upadhyay. Elias, thank you for becoming a new member. Grazie, amico. Like il mio amico Davide Galeone. Thanks you. Grazie mille. Fino alla fine, grazie. Dalla mattina alla sera, anche la notte, sempre presente, sempre Forza Juve. Grande Davide. And Daniel is saying, ciao Beppe, thank you for the donation. Ciao Beppe, I'm still high from last Saturday, but I hope the players aren't close. We need the 3 points tomorrow to get the top 8 this year. Forza Juve. Well, today, of course, there were a few questions again about Inter during the press conference. There were a few questions about the game of Inter, how they felt after it, etc. But not too much, which was good. I was expecting more questions from the journalists about the Inter game, and they didn't, which honestly is good. Really, really good. Because we need to focus on the next game without forgetting what happened. Oh. Computer crash. Okay, are we back? Can you confirm me, guys? No, everything was frozen for like 8-9 seconds. Aman, soon new computer. Starts to be a bit slow. I'm back. Okay, not too much question about Inter, which was good, but now we need to focus on that one. We really need to focus on Dortmund now to start the competition really well. I know that in Serie A, the last 2 games were played. We are first together with Napoli. We have Verona game that we don't have to underestimate. If we are looking at the first ideas of Di Marzio, if he's right, of course, not playing with 12 people, but playing with 11 people. That means that he wanted to reconfirm all of that. But more and more we start to hear that instead of Dusan Vlahovic, it could be Jonathan David that will play there. And then it could be that instead of Koopmeiners, we could have or a Weston McKennie or even an Openda. If we play with Openda, that means that immediately I think that we go tomorrow for the first time towards a 3-4-1-2. Yeah, of course, Albanese tried. A lot of them tried. And by the way, say thank you to Karovic, because it's Karovic actually. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but it's Karovic that actually asked Beppe, do you go live today? Otherwise, we would not have gone live, because I forgot. I was doing a bit of cleaning really late at home while my wife was sleeping, so that she's happy tomorrow morning. He said, Beppe, do you go live? I said, you know what, let's go live, together with the Juventini of the world. So that could be the lineup of tomorrow. Bravo. So Di Gregorio into the goal, Gatti, Bremer, Kelly, and we could go for the first time towards a 3-4-1-2, which would not be a stupid idea, because we know that the Dortmund Champions League will be a different game than Inter. because we play much more open. There are much more spaces there. So I would not be surprised if we test it. And I can tell you that from what I heard from inside La Continassa, confirmed as well, because you know that when I hear something, I always try to confirm. Openda is in a form, my friends, that is incredible. Openda is in a top form. Is in great shape. Is